The following is a feature presentation of our nation's sports show. The wait is finally over. Starting tonight, we begin our conference previews for the National Football League's regular season for 2026. Tonight, we preview the AFC North and the AFC South from our conference previews all the way to the Super Bowl. Our nation sports show has you covered. Let's talk some football all year long. The question is, are you ready for some football?
Good up to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show.
Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. You know what that means. The world's worst, greatest sports show in the history of the planet is here, and that is our Nation's Sports Show. I'm Ezra Vickery. It is good to be back in the host chair this week as we get ready for another packed week of sports talk. And boy, it's going to be a busy week, especially for the NFL. We are officially tonight doing our conference previews, starting with the AFC North, AFC South. We're going to give our predictions on who tops the division, who leads in the last spot. We will talk all about that and more, as well as some big signings, big paydays, extensions, everything in between. We'll be talking about the Kawhi Leonard trade and the status of that, plus a few signings in the NBA as well. Plus, as we get ready to head into October here in a few months, baseball season continues to heat up. We're going to get into that as well. And of course, we're going to talk about the big event that involved one Justin Jefferson at ringside for a brief second. If we have time, obviously the NFL takes up a lot of our schedule, but we might squeeze in a little SummerSlam. We'll see what happens. But let's get this show on the road. And with me right now, and hopefully Kevin Roy and or Joey Thorne will be joining us a little bit later. With me right now, though, is my heavy metal brother from the great state of North Carolina. A man who's always on time. A man who never comes into this place 2.5 hours late. The man who never throws a temper tantrum unless it's about LeBron James or the band Oasis. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Big Steven Wyand.
Or U2's 2014 album going into your iTunes library randomly. Anyways,
or the 18 producers and songwriters on a Beyonce song.
Now that was just straight up bullshit. That was straight up bullshit. Like, I'll never forget being told that, and I lost my mind. Like, I'm like, how can you call yourself an artist if you have 18 producers on an album? Like, it's insane. Like, oh, I wrote this verse, okay, I wrote this line. Okay, I wrote this chorus. Oh, okay, I wrote this bridge. Yada, yada, yada. Like, ridiculous. But I'm not going to get into that because we're a sports show. And yes, we are here. We are live and going to be a lot of fun here tonight because, yes, as The Rock would say, finally, the NFL season is upon us. Next month, it will begin. But tonight, we begin our conference previews. Up first, as we have always done, it's the AFC. North South, next week, East West, and vice versa. North South, East West for the NFC. So, yeah, tonight's going to be a lot of fun. And a lot of players in the last 48 hours have gotten paid big time money. And with that being said, let's do this.
Yes, sir. We got a lot to get into, so let's start rolling here. We'll get it quickly into the NBA because there wasn't really a lot of big news stories since we left the last, which was of course last week. One of the big stories today is that Victor Wembanyama, of course, the alien himself, has signed a long-term contract extension. And not just with the San Antonio Spurs, but with the iconic shoe brand Nike. There's going to be a new signature shoe line that will feature the alien and what he wears on the court, which is going to be great. Congratulations to Victor on that. A huge, huge thing for him. After 3 NBA seasons, including a run to the finals, MVP finalist selection, Defensive Player of the Year on a max deal, and now he gets himself his first signature shoe. So congratulations to Victor on that. Steven, any quick thoughts on that?
I mean, listen, I'm not surprised at all that Wembanyama got a shoe deal this early on because how much of a big time player he is in the media, regardless, if it's here internationally, in North America, or if it's obviously in his native country of France. Just a big time athlete, getting money outside of basketball, and not surprised. I mean, LeBron and Kobe and Jordan, had all these other great players have had, deals outside of their, making money playing in the game, and now you can add Wembanyama to the list. So this was a bound to happen, and not surprised it's already happened. But well, like we talked about, off air. I'm not going to be the one that jumps on, oh, I got to get some of Wembanyama's shoes. Like, come on. It's just shoes.
Yeah, but when you sign to me, when you come to the iconic shoe brand Nike for any player, it's a dream. I mean, the most iconic brand to be associated with Nike is, of course, Air Jordan. And to be a part of that club, to have your own signature shoe that a lot of players have had over the years, a lot of legends, Hall of Famers, icons of the sport, it's pretty cool. But yeah, when it comes down to it, as a person who grew up with not much and grew with very little, I'm the type of person that would not spend $300 on a signature pair of shoes that I'm going to wear once or twice, if that, and keep it in a shoebox. I'm not like that. If I'm going to buy my stuff, I'm going to wear it. And I'm not going to spend $300 on a pair of shoes that are going to probably wear out in a year or two.
Exactly.
So to me, it's not worth the money. But some other news to get into real quick is Gary Payton II has agreed to a 1-year, $3.9 million deal to return to Golden State. Payton returns to the Warriors for his 7th season in the Bay Area and his 11th season overall.
That's hard to believe because Gary Payton, his father, obviously Hall of Famer, NBA champion, and the fact that his son is just as good as his dad, as a defensive player, he's got those skills just like his pops, and just really really cool, that he's getting the recognition, from the Bay Area, and they love him, and he's a huge part of their team and their success, and so cool for him. And it's hard to believe he's been in the league, this long.
Yeah, he's been in the league for a long time, but he's been a great role player. He's a scrappy guy, knows how to shoot. He's been a great asset for Golden State for sure.
Oh yeah.
Especially in their more recent runs to help give Steph Curry a little bit of a break and to add some stability to that secondary portion of that team, to that bench. So I think he's going to continue to do that when it comes to this when it comes to his 11th season here coming up with the Warriors. In other news here, also too, free agent Jeremy Sochan has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Portland Trailblazers. He has averaged 9.9 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists, entering his 5th NBA season. He finished 25-26 on the championship New York Knicks organization. Let's take it to the WNBA for a brief second, Steven, and that is a big monster trade. The Los Angeles Sparks are trading 5-time All-Star Kelsey Plum to the Phoenix Mercury for Monique Akoa Makani, a 2027 first-round pick, and a 2028 second-rounder.
Oh, wow.
And Kelsey Plum has been one of the main stars in the league alongside Aja Wilson, alongside, of course, Caitlin Clark, Sophia Cunningham, so other, Paige Buchers, so, I mean, she's a 2-time WNBA champ as well. And then for the final main note of the day is that the Mavericks has come to an agreement with an extension for Najee Marshall. 3-year, $52.2 million deal. And it is fully guaranteed money.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. And then real quick, I'm going to check our good friends real quick at ESPN real quick to see if they have any news notes that weren't covered. Let's see. New York Knicks Senior Vice President of Basketball Operations, Gerson Rosas, is leaving the organization after 4 seasons. Yep. Let's see. Where is he going to head to now? It doesn't say. But he has decided to step away. Some very shocking news that came out, and this is one we know about. As many of you know, Chris Bosh has had his issue with blood clots and pulmonary embolisms in the past. Well, Bosh in a recent interview revealed that in January he had suffered a pulmonary embolism and nearly passed away.
Holy smokes.
And so he decided to take this moment to not only do that, but to issue a warning to Victor Wembanyama, because he was dealing with blood clots as well in the second season.
That is right, because we covered that on this show when the news broke, and and considering how young Victor is, like, that's crazy.
He basically said, this is the quote, "Take your medicine." And he said adding that Wembanyama and the handlers have to make sure that he's staying on top of his regimen to make sure that he does that doesn't happen again, because it only takes one more time. It happened one more time for me. It happened twice, and I couldn't play anymore. He said, I had an episode of January. I almost dropped dead pretty much and came back. I came back to life. I'm not joking. I had another pulmonary embolism.
And Chris is not that old. He's like in his 40s, right?
Yeah. But all it takes is one bad blood clot to possibly end your life. So, get tested, get looked at. Especially Victor, he needs to be in his size and shape that he is in. He needs to make sure that he takes care of himself and not let it become a factor later on, not only in his his basketball career, but also his post gaming career. So, Bosch there's sending a little PSA to Wemby about the issues involving blood clots and pulmonary embolisms. Let's see.
And to answer my own question, Bosch is 42 years old.
There you go. Congratulations are in order to Donovan Mitchell. He has tied the knot with his longtime fiance, Coco Jones.
Very nice.
They shared their first dance to Music Soul Child's 2000 hit song Love. So congratulations to Donovan Mitchell on that as well. And Wembanyama has announced that he will host 8 to 10 teammates in France this week from the San Antonio Spurs to do workouts. So that's pretty much the extent of the NBA news that we have for the week. Let's go ahead and move on to Major League Baseball. Let's see here. In the world of the major leagues,
By far the biggest story over the last several days is the Dodgers once again have added to their already stacked roster.
yeah, once again, Scuball has been added to the Dodgers, and I know Joey had some very poignant thoughts on this whole thing, and Neil, even our friend Too Sweet Neil from the Nation's Corner, watch the show 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Saturdays, youtube.com/Nation's Corner. Video on demand every other show after it airs, and interviews. But yes, I know, shameless plug. But we got with this situation, it's just that Neil said that this could be the reason why there's no baseball season next year. Does that mean a possible strike? Does that mean a blackout season? What's going on here? I don't. Do you have an idea, Steven, what he's saying possibly?
What I've been able to gather, it sounds like to me that if there's not a deal, struck by sometime at the end of the season, that we could be heading for a lockout. And I think one of the biggest issues that needs to be addressed is a damn salary cap because the NFL has it, the NBA has it, the NHL has it. Every major North American sport has it except for baseball. Because the Dodgers have been able to sign all these great athletes to come to their team, for years and years and years, and they better be glad they built a winning, culture down there the last, 6 years. When it comes to winning and getting it done, obviously the Dodgers as an organization has been, contending, for the World Series in the last decade plus. But the money that the Dodgers have tied up with some of these guys, including Shohei Ohtani, it's ridiculous. And it needs to stop. Because in order to stop this, you have to have a salary cap. And if that doesn't happen, well, then I don't think there's going to be any baseball next year.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
There will not be a baseball year
I
if
think
that
that's
happens.
I think that's kind of where I'm leaning to as well. Just it's crazy. They're buying themselves a team again, and it's gonna make things harder for every other team who wants to get good players when the Dodgers are all taking them away. But we'll see what happens. So all we can do is hope for the best. The Colorado Rockies, who of course are in last place, have agreed to a 2-year contract extension with left fielder Mickey Moniak. Instead of signing the guy for $16.25 million on a 2-year fucking deal, I was just getting out of last place and actually winning some fucking games. I wouldn't sign anybody until I evaluate and see who the fuck's the anchors on the team. I mean, seriously, come on. I wouldn't, if I was a GM, I would not be signing anybody until we figured out why are we sitting at the bottom of the barrel again? Whether it's players, management, fucking coaches, all that shit. I'd be looking at every single person. George Lombard Jr. as he's joining the Yankees. Still will help them because they'll still suck. Sorry, Neil. And Anthony Volpe is also Ramos. Heliot Ramos was also he was traded to the Yankees from the Giants. Yeah, until the Yankees get, I'm not even gonna say it. John Carlos Stanton. That's all.
Mm.
That's all I'm gonna say. Is John Carlo Stanton. And on the other side of the tracks, Juan Soto. Two guys made of money, haven't done shit. Nearly $1 billion worth of money. What the fuck? I'd be taking $1 billion and go buying me a wrestling company instead of fucking spending it on those two hacks. Let's look at the divisions here real quick, and that is Tampa Bay still in the lead here from last week. Yankees are right behind them, 3.5 games out of first place. Boston right behind them, 2 games, and then the Chicago White Sox only 1 game behind them. And of course, the Angels are at the bottom of the barrel, right behind the Anytime We're in Athletics.
Yeah, anytime we're in athletics.
They're the hometown Athletics. It's like the hometown man in TNA. Everywhere is this.
They're going to be the nameless baseball team.
They're going to be They're going to be the baseless football team or baseless baseball team. And then, of course, in the National League, you have the Brewers leading the division, with the Dodgers only a half game behind them. And then only a game and a half behind them is Atlanta, but 3.5 games behind Atlanta is Chicago. And then you got the aforementioned, we mentioned this, the Diamondbacks earlier in our pre-show, and they're right behind Chicago. They're 4 games behind them. Let's see what else here, and that is that, of course, the bottom of the barrel is the Colorado Rockies, like we said, followed by our favorite old cranky bastard Elder Mets. I know if the Mets had better. If the Mets had better batting, they would not be in this position. If Elder had better timing back in 17, whatever, Lincoln would have not gotten shot.
Oh,
He could have gotten Lincoln from before going into billing, telling him that the show he went to had bad reviews. Yeah, I know it's rough. The joke is rough because it sucked, but anyways. Moving on, we got let's head into let's see. I guess we might as well go ahead and start the NFL discussion because Lord fucking knows it's gonna take up the last hour and a half of the show. Sorry, I had to stretch there for a second. And let's start off with the beginnings of what was known as what, Steven? Training camp.
yep. Everybody's in training camp as we speak, and all these teams are getting ready to kick off the regular season. Lots going on.
Yeah, everybody's in training camp. Everybody's in the medical tent. Everybody's in the operating room.
Yep.
Everybody's on their couch watching the games, eating potato chips. Speaking of people who are, used to sitting on a couch eating potato chips, let's talk about our old friend Tua turned the ball over. And that is that now he is currently dealing with some back tightness. And Michael Penix is still not practicing due to his knee injury right now. So what did they do? The Falcons signed Cooper Rush.
They signed the former Cowboys backup quarterback.
Yes.
Well, they're probably going to be in a rush to get him in the game.
You got one guy who probably doesn't know where he is. The other guy whose name gets constantly mistaken for a phallic object. And so,
look at their quarterback room right now. You have a guy who turned the ball over so many times that was literally given his nickname Tua. So many concussions. You have Michael Penix Jr., which is still to this day hilarious that his name was misspelled as penis. How did the people at Fox or ESPN over was broadcasting that game misspelled his name? Like, come on. Anyways, and then you add Cooper Rush. Now, Cooper Rush is an interesting signing to this team because when Dak got hurt a couple years ago, Cooper Rush should have a pretty good record with the Cowboys until losing that one game, and then the Cowboys panicked and they benched him the rest of the way. But even when Rush has came into play at times, like he has struggled. But listen, Atlanta to me, and when we get to that, oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. But Atlanta, I don't see Atlanta doing good at all this year. They clearly don't know who their quarterback's going to be. And there's a couple of teams that don't know who their quarterback's going to be. So, it's a very fascinating situation, what some of these teams are going through.
and did I forget to mention that the signing of Cooper Rush was also on the heels of them releasing Trevor Siemian
The hell?
for a non-football injury designation.
Are you serious? What the hell?
That's gonna be fun. Former Buccaneers quarterback Kyle Trask is working out for the Carolina Panthers last week. What is he working out to do? To be the popcorn guy? Let's see here. Eagles Pro Bowl linebacker Jonathan Grenard is being placed on the PUP list due to a pectoral injury he recently suffered. Oof.
Brutal.
Yeah. Bucks head coach Todd Bowles said defensive tackle Vita Vea, who requested a trade this week, tweaked something and isn't practicing. Ravens defensive tackle Nnamdi Matabuke passed his physical and was removed from the PUP list. Let's see here. What else? Oh, Penix said it might be another 4 weeks to get cleared, or maybe earlier, depending on how his body feels during camp. So he might be available for the start of the regular season. We'll see what happens there. Let's see. Ooh, Madden released their top 10 offensive position rankings for quarterbacks and wide receivers.
Let's see if they get this right.
We're going to start off at number 10. Jared Goff with a rating of 88. Number 9, Caleb Williams with a rating of 90.
Okay.
I like that. We should be higher, but that's just me. Number 8, Justin Herbert. Number 7, Dak Prescott.
Really?
91. He's a 91 in the game.
He's not a 91 in the playoffs.
Yeah, you had 4 today. That was the year to when they last won a title. And the only time to go win 1-2. But in front of him, though, number 6, Drake May. Number 5, now here's a guy, Patrick Mahomes.
AKA Chris Collinsworth's man crush.
I think he's doing more than man crushing, if you know what I mean.
How you know?
I know. Yes, I just did Tesla's love song. Shut up. Number 4, Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
94.
Okay.
Number 3, Joe Burrow.
Interesting.
97. And then top 2 are, of course, the 299s. Number 2, Josh Allen. Number 1, Matt Stafford.
Not surprised.
Yep. Now, here's your top 10 wide receivers.
Okay.
Number 10, Mike Evans
Okay.
with a rating of 91. Number 9, Scary Terry McLaurin,
That'll make Joey happy.
91. Number 9, the Eagles' Devontae Smith,
Oh.
92. Number 7, Drake London from the Falcons.
Wow. Yeah, he
Wait,
had a
no-
really good last year for the Falcons.
Yep, 92. Number 6. I almost didn't CD number because of CD Lamb. He's got a number of 93. That's his rating. Number 5, the man who we saw at SummerSlam, Justin Jefferson.
Nice.
Number 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown with a 95. Number 3, Puka Nakua. And, of course, the 299s again. Number 2, JSN. And number 1, Jamar Chase.
I can't get mad at that.
I can't. No, that's actually
That's actually a good list.
that's a solid list. I mean, the quarterbacks one, obviously, we can jokingly question Dak all day. You know, it's just part of our gimmick. But to be honest, Dak he plays at a pretty high level when he's able to. When he's not
injured.
when he's not injured, and when he's got his receivers out there playing the game the right way. So we'll give him that. Here we go. Brown safety Grant Delpit has signed a 3-year extension worth $16 million per year. Also includes $35 million guaranteed.
Interesting.
Yep. Let's see. Shamar Stewart was carted out the field Wednesday with a left leg injury suffered on the first day of camp. Luckily, it was just a hyperextension of the knee, and he's not going to miss much time. Let's see. Some good news involving Eric Bieniemy's wife. According to Andy Reid, she is out of ICU and doing great.
Good.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be good for their son because he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to be possibly spending the rest of his life in prison. But we'll see what happens there. You know who looked good in their training camp though?
Who's that?
Malik Neighbors.
Mm. Yeah,
The
he's had a
great,
couple of setbacks this offseason with the ACLs.
yeah, but he participated in individual drills at the first day of practice. It looked really good running.
It's good.
And there is a chance he could be back for opening night against the Cowboys. And then of course we go into this, and that is the unfortunate news from Ricky Pearsall, and that is that Ricky Pearsall's PCL injury has unfortunately reared its ugly head again and has flared up, and he has opted for season-ending surgery. So now Ricky Pearsall's 26-27 season has already come to a close. But in the process, they got back an old friend on a 1-year, $7 million deal, and that is good old Deebo Samuel. Steven, you being a Niners fan in the room, your thoughts?
I absolutely love this move by San Francisco. I mean, when you're dealing with a situation where your young receiver and Pearsall is out with the PCL injury and opting to do surgery, what do? You make a move to get a guy that is already familiar with your system in Deebo Samuel. And when Deebo is on the field and he's healthy, he's one of the most deadliest players in the NFL. I absolutely think this is a home run. Home run.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more on that, Steven. By the way, can you hear me louder and clear?
Yes.
Okay, because I moved my mic closer. So, um, real quick, also, and to me that is a smart move. Getting back Deebo, who's familiar with the system. He was a part of that system for so long that he knows the ins and outs of what Kyle Shanahan is going to want and expect. So to have somebody with that veteran leadership, I think makes the most sense.
I agree. And I know Joey said this a couple of days ago that he thinks that Debo wasn't being used uh hardly well at all. And Kevin said the same thing too. And I'm like, I agree. And I just think that Debo's it's a perfect match for him to be back in San Francisco. And hopefully he can stay, injured free and be healthy the majority of the year because they need his talents.
Yeah, they're going to need him, especially with Pearsall being out, and who knows with this team. They've been injury plagued the past year. Hopefully, this year is a change for them, and they're able to keep their main core players healthy. We'll see what goes on this season with the Niners. Taysom Hill has announced that after 9 years, he has said goodbye to the New Orleans Saints. Yep. He released a lengthy statement talking about his love for New Orleans and the team and everybody else. So, if you want to, you can go on Adam Schefter's Twitter and read that. Right here, also some sad news here. Former Chargers linebacker and college football Hall of Famer Billy Ray Smith Jr. has passed away at the age of 64 years old. It was in a statement said Wednesday that he passed away from CTE-related dementia. So definitely sad for the Smith family. On that end, we send our condolences and our prayers to the family, friends, and of course fans of Billy Ray Smith Jr. Let's see. Here we go. More Madden 27 lists, Steven. Top 5 cornerbacks, top 5 linebackers. Let's do top 5 cornerbacks first. At number 10, Cooper DeJean. Of course, the Eagles with a rating of 89. Number 9, Quinyon Mitchell. Number 8, Sauce Gardner. Number 7, Jalen Johnson of Chicago
Wow.
with a rating of 90. Number 6, Devon Witherspoon. Number 5, Derek Stingley Jr. Number 4, Denzel Ward, who just recently got that big payday last week. Number 3, Trent McDuffie.
Not surprised.
Number 2, Patrick Surtain.
Not
90.
surprised.
And number 1, Christian Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm.
All right, top 10 linebackers. Number 9, Devin Lloyd. Number 8, Devin Bush. Number 7, or number 8, I meant. Your boy, Stephen Dre Greenlaw.
Nice.
Number 7, Jack Campbell. Number 6, the Randy Walter Payton Man of the Year, Bobby Wagner. Number 5, Drew Tranquil. Or shall we say in Andrade, Drew Tranquilo. Number 4, Demario Davis. Number 3, Zach Bond. Number 2, Roquan Smith, a former Bear. And number 1, Steven, you want to take a stab who number 1 is?
Linebacker, right?
Linebacker.
Ooh. That's a good one.
Dude.
Who is it?
Fred Warner.
Nice.
He got a rating of 97.
Very nice.
And this should be a pretty easy list, but this one is the top 10 edge rushers in Madden 27. Number 10, Trey Hendrickson.
Not surprised.
Number 9, Nick Bonito. Number 8, Danielle Hunter. Number 7, TJ Watt.
Ooh, he's that low? Wow.
Number 6, Aiden Hutchinson.
Wow.
Number 5, Nick Bosa.
Wow.
94. Number 3, Will Anderson Jr.
Holy smokes. Yes.
95. Number 3, Max Crosby. Number 2,
The former
Micah-
Raven.
Yep,
For a day.
for like a couple hours. That's like somebody who got hired for a job and then got fired like 6 hours later.
Next.
Number 2, Micah Parsons.
Okay.
And of course, number 1, Myles Garrett.
Not surprised.
Yeah, but it is shocking that who was it you said? TJ Watt?
TJ Watt.
Yeah, he is pretty low. But would you put him above Nick Bosa though?
Ooh. See, that's tough because when Bosa's healthy, I say no.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're thinking when they're healthy and they're playing great, I would say no.
Yeah.
But I would put him maybe above Aiden.
I mean, Aiden Hutchinson's great too, but again, I mean, you can kind of flip flop that one around those two entries if you wanted to.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and get back to the other news stories. Chris Brazzell of the who's the rookie wide receiver for the Panthers, will undergo season-ending surgery on his torn LCL. He tore it during practice last week. Some unfortunate news coming out of the Green Bay camp, and that is that legend, the career rushing leader, Amon Green, has announced that he has Parkinson's syndrome.
Oh man.
Yep. He's currently dealing with that.
And
Center
Grain
positive.
and Grain's not that old.
No, he's not. Let's see. 49 years old.
Wow.
Trust me, it sets on early. Um, let's see who else. It was announced the other day that Drew Brees, presenter for the Hall of Fame coming up this Thursday will be none other than, of course, his former head coach, Sean Payton.
Nobody else but Sean Payton.
Sean Payton got a call from Drew Brees while he was hanging out at some bar. It could be a fancy bar, hotel bar, whatever it is. And he got super emotional and was crying as Brees asked him to go ahead and induct him into the Hall of Fame. So that's a pretty cool moment for those two who have spent a lot of time together.
Very cool.
All right. And now we officially start the contract stuff. And we start off with this. Chris Olave, who signed a $132 million contract extension with the New Orleans Saints, including $90 million is guaranteed money. He's got over 100 catches last season, 1,163 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns. I think he deserves this payday. I think Olave has been an absolute beast for that team. He's been one of the few key components, even when this team has been severely bad, like they were during the season with Desmond Ritter and the beginnings of Tyler Shuck. He was one of the few bright spots on that team. When Olave's healthy and he's out there, he is truly one of the best wide receivers in the game.
Oh yeah.
Any thoughts on that, Steven?
I'm not surprised that he got paid. Quite frankly, I think he deserves it. I mean, even though the Saints are a very up and down organization for the last couple of years, or several years actually, since Drew Brees retired, I think that this is a bright spot for this organization.
Yeah. Unfortunately, an organization that's been dealing with a lot of issues, whether it be quarterbacks and all that, deals with something that's just more than football, and that is the unfortunate passing of a member of the organization, extended member, shall we say, and that is Christina Ulbrich, the wife of defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich. She passed away after a courageous battle with cancer on Sunday. And not this Sunday, but last Sunday. And definitely we send our prayers and our condolences out to Jeff Ulbrich and all that. And I like to say this right now. We like to send our condolences, our prayers, our well wishes, everything to the family and friends of our buddy from Anisha's Corner, Tony Adams. He unfortunately lost his father after a very hard-fought battle with cancer. I don't know if he wants this public or not right now. He's posted on his social media, but we definitely want to send our love and our prayers to this guy. He's been a rock in our crew. He's been a rock as far as a friend, as a show partner. Even if we make fun of his Dallas Cowboys and trash his team every chance we get.
He's a great dude.
He's a great dude, man. And we want to, and Tony, just to let you know, man, we're all thinking of you here on the show. We're all thinking of you on every show that we're on. So definitely keep the head up, brother, and we'll see you back on Zoom soon. Thanks again for coming on last night for the update and giving us, just on how everything's going. And we'll see you soon, man. Take care of yourself. So just wanted to say that real quick. Also, getting back to this, of course, we talked about the Deebo Samuel thing. I'm saving the Dak Prescott quote for when Joey gets in here. That's going to be for the show. CBS Sports, you know the reason why. Is Joey will let loose. CBS Sports announced that Tony Romo is on leave until further notice.
I am not surprised at all. I mean, when you're dealing with a situation of what happened with Romo a couple weeks ago, getting pulled, uh, first of all, the guy was so nice to that cop. I'll give him that. But at the same time, just, I mean, it's crazy how it happened. I mean, I feel bad for the guy, what happened, but at the same time, dude, do not go behind the wheel if you're that intoxicated.
Yeah, I mean, I understand how nice Romo was, and I completely get that, man. But you got to understand, there's no such thing as they say buzz driving.
No.
That's just an excuse. And Tony, he should know better, being his age, his wisdom, to not get behind the wheel when you're on the sauce.
Yep.
But he did it anyways, and now he's got to pay the price. And unfortunately, you're representing also a network. You're not just representing yourself, you're representing all your colleagues on CBS Sports. And you're representing an entire network, CBS. So you got to hold yourself to a certain standard, and Tony did not. So now, depending on what happens here, whether it's a suspension, whether it's a possible termination, I don't know what's going to happen. But he knows better than anything.
He knows better than that. I mean, and he can, stand there and tell the cop, oh, I know I do this, da da da. Dude, in referring to the way he was doing the standing, with the testing and stuff and all of that. And the fact that he denied the breathalyzer, oh, they can use that against you in court.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I will say that I understand by the law, they have to do what they got to do, But when Tony was asking the cop, can I call my lawyer? And she was like, get out of the car. She could have done it in a more nicer tone instead of, I get it. But at the same time, he has a right to call his lawyer.
Yeah, but technically by law.
But technically by law, that's right, by the law, you can't do that.
Nope, you cannot call your lawyer until you've been read your Miranda rights. Then you have the right to not speak to people and to contact your representation.
Yep.
That's the way it's supposed to work. And Tony was trying to skip the steps to call his lawyer, thinking, oh, he could get himself out of jail now or not go to jail at all, when in reality, you committed a misdemeanor.
Yep.
And you are going to be put in the tank tonight until you or at least for a little while, until you sober up or until you make bail. So,
and he still has yet to comment.
Yeah, obviously he's not going to comment until it's just a mess. But we'll be keeping an eye on that, and if anything develops, we will let you know. Some good news for the Packers, at least. And even as much as I hate the motherfuckers, Tucker Kraft, the tight end who got badly injured after he tore his ACL on his right knee, was taken off the physically unable to perform list on Friday. So that means he is almost close to getting ready to come back.
Yep.
So that's a good news for Packers fans all around the world, you bunch of fucking cheeseheads. Shred you all like Caleb Williams did after he won that playoff game. Former Bills head coach Sean McDermott visited with the Rams last week. He's using his off time to see how a few teams such as the Rams operate.
Very interesting.
Yep. And according to this, it's looking pretty promising that Aaron Darnold is going to officially make his return to the Rams.
Oh, he is?
Here's the comment from Sean McVay. He said that he doesn't expect him to decide about coming out of retirement until after the team returns to its facility on August 8th. But McVay noted that things are going in the right direction.
Very fascinating. Because he has not been with the team since he's retired. He has been enjoying his retirement, and now potentially he could be coming out of retirement and joining back with his former teammates.
I find it very interesting, but I also find it very deadly for anybody who's going to have to play that Rams team this year. If he decides to come back and he's ready, there's going to be a lot of offenses that are going to be in big time trouble. Here's some other news, and as said, the brand new Bill safety, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, of course, former Chicago Bear and Philadelphia Eagle, was carted off the field a few days ago in training camp. Luckily, for him, he has suffered another lower calf injury. This is the second one in the past year or two that he's dealt with. He dealt with it in Chicago as well.
Very unfortunate. I mean, these injuries piling up on Gardner Johnson, and when he's healthy, he's one of the best defensive players in this league.
Listen to this. Some bad news coming out of the camp of out of the Chiefs camp.
Oh,
and
boy.
that is that Cyrus Allen collided with Kyer Elam as a gunner on a special teams punt rep. Allen stayed down with his helmet buried in the turf and then needed help to get off the field.
Oh, wow.
Allen left the field in the front of the cart with what appeared to be a left knee injury. Let's see. Oh, here we go. And we're going to talk about this right now, and that is the well, actually, first, yeah, we're going to talk about this, and that is that Falcons guard Matthew Bergeron has agreed to a 4-year, $96 million extension. Yep. Let's see here. 60 million of that money is guaranteed.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Oh, good news for Chiefs fans. Cyrus Allen has revealed that it was nothing but a shin bruise.
Ooh, that's good.
Nothing is torn or broken, a best case scenario, according to the Chiefs.
Wow. Yeah, he got lucky on that one.
Let's see here. Kellen Moore for the Saints, the head coach, announced that Brian Breesy, who is their defensive tackle, will not play this season. He's going to undergo season-ending surgery to repair his torn ACL he suffered on the first day of training camp. Here we go. Veteran guard Andrus Peat, a 3-time Pro Bowl selection over 11 NFL seasons, has announced his retirement from the NFL.
Wow.
49ers have signed running back Khalil Herbert.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts on that, Steve?
That is a very interesting signing, and obviously San Francisco's making the moves they can, to bolster, the receiving, core and the running back, room, and they got to do what they got to do, and you get a veteran, that knows, different, running schemes and like all that type of stuff. They can, I think this is a good signing by San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah, and they need some help with giving Christian McCaffrey some time off the field too to recover because unfortunately because of all the injuries last year, he had to basically take over the full running back spot because there really wasn't anybody that was of his level to help him out. Oh, and this one was a big news story, and that is that the Houston Texans are getting back a former player of their own. They're getting back the number one draft pick in 2014, Jadeveon Clowney. Let's see who else. Wow. Listen to this. A new show has come up on Monday mornings on ESPN and ESPN Radio. I think it's might be radio, but and that is that it's a show called The Golics.
Ah, Mike and Mike.
Yeah, well, Mike Golick Jr. and Mike Golick Sr.
I know Golick Senior and Mike Greeny. Uh, uh, they they uh, they they definitely had a lot of chemistry, on ESPN
Yep.
radio for years, and
I remember listening and watching their show
yup.
when I first started getting into sports. That was around the same time that Stephen A. Smith and Skip were together from First Take. And when they were dominating everything with Kerry Champion and all them, and I remember that stuff. Cool to have the Golics back on ESPN, right where they belong. Ooh, we have a new analyst for Monday Night Countdown. Jason McCourty.
Nice.
He will be a part of the pregame show. His regular season debut will be September 14th when the Broncos take on the Chiefs. Let's see who else. Bears announced that Kyle Monangai is dealing with a soft tissue injury, but they said that they are taking it day by day. And Johnson also said it should be on the shorter side as far as recovery goes. Oh, and there's this, and that is that this week, of course, this Thursday is the Hall of Fame game between the Cardinals and the Panthers.
Boring, boring, boring.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a little event that day called Joey Janela's 20th anniversary, so I'll be watching that. And TNA Impact. But the quarterback for the Panthers will not be Bryce Young. It will be Kenny Pickett.
Hopefully, Kenny Pickett will not be the starter because they cannot afford Bryce Young to be bad this year.
Hopefully he won't live up to his namesake. Pickett.
Yeah.
Pick it off. Mike Evans didn't practice yesterday due to quad strain, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Kobe Bryant luckily escaped surgery That's the new Bears safety, of course, the Super Bowl champion safety of the Seattle Seahawks. He hyperextended his knee in practice, but luckily only suffered a bone bruise and a small fracture. No surgeries expected, but he will miss 8 to 10 weeks. Oof. That's a rough one for us.
Yeah.
To lose him for 8 to 10 weeks, we definitely need him at the start. And here we go. Big money players again. And this time, it is another Falcons guy, and that is Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson signed a 3-year deal worth up to $75 million.
You want to reset the money market for running backs? That's how you do it.
Yep, he will receive a record $51 million at signing, or guaranteed, and $37 million at signing.
Insane.
So
Absolutely insane.
So as soon as he signs that contract, writes his name on it, $37 million is going to drop into his lap, and then he's got another fucking $14 million guaranteed on top of it. So yeah, he's definitely not hurting.
No, he is not.
To have that kind of money. Let's see who else. Kenyon Sadiq for the Jets suffered a little setback to his off-season hernia surgery, and now he will miss time. But our good friend Aaron Glenn said that he'll be ready for the season opener. Miami Dolphins Vice Chairman, President, and CEO Tom Garfinkel is announcing that he is stepping away from his role as President and CEO after 13 years. He will remain as Vice Chairman of the Miami Dolphins and Hard Rock Stadium, as well as managing partner of the Miami Grand Prix.
Interesting.
Yep. Also, another player that got paid, Zay Flowers.
Yes, he did.
4-year, $140 million extension with the Ravens. $108 million of that money is guaranteed on the spot. Let's see who else. And the Cardinals have announced that their rookie Carson Beck will start for Arizona.
Wow, that's a nut. Carson Beck might be the wild card because let's just say that if Jacoby Brissett, doesn't perform at such a great level, you got the guy who took Mendoza to the limit in the championship game, and if Beck does good during preseason and if Brissett doesn't do good during the regular year, that right there really can make the quarterbacking room in Arizona very interesting.
Yeah. Yes, he is going to be the wild card in this whole thing because, look, there is a lot of expectations for guys like him, especially him this season, is not this season, but in future games, as well as Fernando Mendoza of the Raiders, and of course, oh damn, why am I forgetting his name? Help me out, Steven. The other Heisman. He's the quarterback for Ohio State. Damn it.
Let's see.
Why am I blanking here? This is nuts. Hold
Let's
on.
see. Okay, here. Okay, thanks to
Well,
Google, the 4 finalists.
yeah,
Of course, Mendoza, who won.
yeah,
Vanderbilt quarterback, Diva Pavia, Notre Dame running back, Jeremiah Love. Oh, Julian, is it Sayin or Sayon?
yeah. Julian Sand. Yep, you're right. Julian Sand. That's another one that we're going to be looking at as well.
Yep.
Oof. Some drama. Oh, here we go. First, this Jalen Walker went down with an apparent injury today for the Falcons. He's their edge rusher.
Man.
And it is feared his ACL has been torn.
Man.
Listen to this right here, and that is Tennessee Titans All-Pro defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons threw a punch early in a team drill on this morning, and spent the rest of the Titans practice working on a side field with a strength coach.
And that right there explains bad teams right there.
Yep. Micah Parsons, in a statement, sounded optimistic about playing in the Week 6 game against the Dallas Cowboys in Lambeau. He goes, I think it's very realistic. Because he's already said in a statement he's not going to be ready for the first game of the regular season. He wants to make sure that he's fully healthy before he comes back. And then finally here for the big major news notes is that the Bears have signed right tackle Darnell Wright to a historic 4-year, $116 million contract that includes $93 million of it guaranteed money. That is a big payday for a big boy.
Yes, sir.
And I'm very happy Chicago was able to keep him because he's definitely been one of the anchors of that defense. So I'm happy that he's sticking around. I'm happy that he's getting a big fat payday. Great job by Chicago on keeping him around. Let's see. I believe we're still hopefully waiting on Joey to come on. So we're gonna take a break from the sports here. We're not gonna spend too much time on it, Steven, as we got to make sure that we keep enough room open for our lists or for our conference picks. So let's quickly talk about the major event that happened this weekend, and that was SummerSlam. Obviously, of course, it involved Justin Jefferson, of course, being at M&T Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Vikings. Bank of America Stadium. I think isn't it Bank of America? No, it's
No,
MT.
it's US
M&T.
Bank Stadium.
Yeah, US Bank Stadium. In that beautiful new stadium for the Vikings. And what a crowd, 40, almost 40,000 every single night on both nights. Overall, good show. Of course, there was some hits, some misses on it, as usually some shows are. But overall, vibes were great. It's great surprises on night 2, night 1, just pure action, balls to the wall.
Do you want to mention my I would probably have to say my match of the night was the Gunther and Nick Aldis match on night 1.
Yep. I
And
agree.
very cool for Nick coming out to Oasis.
Morning Glory.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah.
And Nick, man, that guy got to live out his dream. Wrestling in the WWE and putting on a hell of a match with Gunther.
He showed absolutely no ring rust. Not a
None.
single. It looked like he just got done working matches last weekend. and then he got pulled into a WWE ring. It's because Nick keeps himself in such tremendous shape and is always ready to go. He even though admitted that he was blown up within a few minutes. But then again, Bully has met our friend, our guy on Busted Open, Bully Ray, has mentioned many times about getting blown up in those types of moments because of the shock, because of the crowd, because of the energy. When you're in those types of moments, whether you're making your debut, a return, you got to control your emotions. And obviously, Nick was, guns blazing from the start. Obviously, getting to come out there to Oasis, getting to be called the national treasure again after 3 years. Coming in there and getting to be the Nick Aldis that was a 2-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Getting to be Nick Aldis that was a TNA World Champion, a 2-time TNA Tag Team Champion. Guy that faced Cody Rhodes at All In for the NWA World Heavyweight title. So to see him out there doing his thing like he always does, it was awesome. It was a very beautiful moment for Nick, for Mickey, for Donovan. She got to see her husband. He got to see his dad out there just kicking ass and taking names. Obviously, he lost to Gunter, but that was kind of expected. But overall, a good match. And of course, and also props to Gunter for taking care of all this and making him look as good as humanly possible.
And his son, following that match, full of emotions, watching his dad in the ring, doing his thing, and just overcome with emotion. And just very cool that Nick, got to be there with his family and for them to watch him wrestle.
Yep. And Joey said he'll be on here in just a few minutes. So real quick, I want to give my thoughts on night 2. And obviously for me, being a fan of this guy for 16 years, almost 17 years now, for me, the highlight was the return of the prize fighter, wrestling's worst nightmare, Kevin freaking Owens. What a massive pop for the man. 17 months on the shelf. Possibly thought he was never going to wrestle again. Finally comes back, wins a fatal 4-way match with Gunter, who was added in at the last second, with Sami Zayn and Finn Balor, to now become the new #1 contender to the undisputed WWE title. And Kevin looked great from the very beginning, jumping off the ropes, moonsaults, no fucks given.
Nope.
He was raring and ready to go. And
the pop by that crowd from his music, dude, they were ready. And Kevin was just overcome with emotion as well, because he thought like you said, he would never wrestle again. And to be able to do just that, he felt right back where he was, right back at home where he wanted to be. Hasn't lost a step. Looked great. Performed great. Everybody in that match performed very well. That was probably my favorite match besides the main event. And also, real quick, want to say Cody and Punk, I thought overall was very good. And Brock and Oba, very cool with the tombstone by Brock as a tribute to Taker.
And yeah, that was one of my highlights too. That was awesome as a tribute to his all-time rival, one of his old-time rivals, The Undertaker. Just a nice epic tombstone on the wood. And I gotta say also too, you mentioned Cody and
Punk.
Cody and Punk. Great match between the two. Great to see Randy back in the picture with a beautiful RKO to Cody Rhodes. The Viper is back. Now we got him and Cody possibly going out of here.
Yep.
And then that main event was the epitome of storytelling. It was the epitome of taking 12 years of frustration between the two, 12 years of the Shield, 14 years of the Shield, bringing it all together, tying it all up in a bow and ending it for good. And at the end, where they both sat in the corner, stared at each other, Roman gets up, puts out his fist for one final Shield fist bump, and they did the pose with the mask lying in the middle of the ring. I'm sure as a little nod to Dean Ambrose / John Moxley.
Very cool.
Beautiful
And I,
moment.
and I loved how they did not insult the fans' intelligence, because in the old days, Vince McMahon would have acted like Ambrose never existed. But it's 2026.
And we got to see, we got to see Seth hit the wacky line, as they used to call it, Dean Ambrose's rebound clothesline.
That's right. Yep,
we got
that's right.
and we got to see them hit, and we got Roman hit the paradigm shift, aka the Dirty Deeds double arm DDT.
Yep.
So it was awesome to see them pull out some classic Ambrose / Mox moves to pay tribute to him as well, being a part of the Shield. And kudos to Michael Cole for mentioning Ambrose on air as well. And then of course, we got, like I said, we got to see Owens come back, but also too, we got to talk real quick on last night's epic Monday Night Raw. We saw the returns of both the Man, Becky Lynch, and Stephanie Vaquer to revamp and revitalize the women's division on Raw.
Mamma mia. I know we were ready for that.
And then also the end of the show, when Rey Mysterio was waiting for Roman, it said, I'm the president, I'm the general manager of AAA. Roman says, I know now. Rey goes, I have something for you. And he goes, and Roman nods, puts out his hand, like, lead the way. And here's what I'm thinking. Roman Reigns is going to defend the World Heavyweight Championship, possibly at either not a Triple Mania. It could be Triple Mania, but I'm thinking at Worlds Collide in Chicago, the same night as All Out. All Out will be at, of course, the Sears Center, Hofford Estates. Then on the same night at the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Worlds Collide, AAA and WWE. So,
Yep.
and they've already been teasing a possible either Danhausen or CM Punk versus Dirty Dom Mysterio match for that card as well. But also on Raw too, it's been crazy, but the return of Big Cass I thought was done pretty well. They're making him look like a monster heel, which
promo short and sweet to the point.
Yep, he said, I'm not here to do anything except stack up bodies, which I absolutely loved. So, pretty cool. But as we get ready to do these picks, because I know Joey will be coming on here shortly, in just a little bit, let's go over the AFC and NFC lists, or AFC North, AFC South.
Yep. So it is now officially conference season, or conference division previews. And this is what we have been doing for the last 5 years. Every time we approach the football season, we always start with the AFC, go north, south, east, west, both ways. And so it's we'll get the lesser of the divisions out of the way with the South first, and then we'll go north. Because let's right on time.
Right on cue.
JT, what's up, buddy?
Yo, what's going on, my gents?
What up, dude? You must, your ears must have been perked up because you were thinking it's conference division times. And yep, here we are.
Yes, indeed.
So we're going to start off with the AFC South, which of course, really, do we? But
I mean, you got the Titans, you got the Colts, you got the Jags, and you got the Texans. I mean
where do we begin? Who's going to start? I don't know.
I mean,
I'll go ahead and start
go
us
ahead.
off. I will go ahead and start us off.
Okay, go for it.
So obviously, I think we all know who's going to finish last place in the AFC South. I mean, yeah, they may have gotten some players via free agency. They may have gotten a new head coach, but honestly, these Tennessee Titans have so many more holes that need to be filled. So, Tennessee, you're in dead last. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But yes, yeah, Tennessee's going to finish dead last. Now, this is where, to me, I think is going to get a little bit interesting. Third place, I have Jacksonville.
Whoa.
I am saying Jacksonville mainly because they don't have as good a run game this year because, their former running back, ETN, who was their best running back that they had since Maurice Jones-Drew, said, screw you, Jacksonville. I'm leaving to go elsewhere and signed a 4-year deal with New Orleans. So there goes Jacksonville's run game right there. I mean, yeah, I get it. Trevor Lawrence is still a decent quarterback, and Brian Thomas is still one of the best wide receivers out there in the game right now. But Jacksonville doesn't really have anything else going for them after that. So, I mean, Jacksonville might pull out a surprise and shock us all, but I'm not really counting on it. So,
And I'm not either
Jacksonville,
because Trevor Lawrence is very inconsistent week to week.
yeah. Yes, Jacksonville's third place. Second place, I'm gonna go Houston. I'm putting Houston here because CJ Stroud, after his great rookie season in 23, hasn't really done much since then, but I feel that he's in line for like a turnaround season because CJ Stroud still has some great wide receivers to throw to, and he still has great running backs to hand off to. I mean, I know they don't really have Joe Mixon, and I cannot to the life of me think about the running back that they currently have on that roster right now. But also on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, you got Derek Stingley, you got who's a true shutdown corner, you got Will Anderson, who's going to be leading the defensive line and linebacker core this year. So, I mean, Houston's got talent on both sides of the ball. So, I really think as long as CJ Stroud doesn't suck like he has the past 2 years, I feel like Houston could really make a bounce back season this year. Which means, number one, I mean, they surprised us last year, so I'm putting them at the top once again. Give me the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, Daniel Jones had a great year last year. Jonathan Taylor won another rushing title with all the explosive runs that he had during this past year. I mean, and you got that Colts defense that got better in the offseason. So, I mean, yeah, this Colts team is going to be hard to beat in the AFC South. So, yeah, Titans from lowest to highest, Titans, Jags, Texans, and Colts in that order.
Okay. So here's my list. I do agree with you, Joey. Last will be the Tennessee Titans. They have a lot of things they need to fix, and it's not going to be a one off-season fix. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some good planning and strategy by that organization as they try to rebuild and rebound, especially with the new stadium coming next year, 2027.
Yes, sorry, Robert Saleh.
Yeah. But here's where I disagree. There is a thing where I disagree. I do agree this, but number 3, I have the Colts.
Oh, okay.
The reason why, Daniel Jones, not because of his inconsistency, the injury. How will he look? Will he be gun shy? Will he have some
That's a
sort
good
of
point.
trepidation or fear in his mind? because an injury that devastating can play tricks on the mind. It can cause you to rethink. It can cause you to retool when you don't need to. And you just got to have confidence and faith in your own abilities. And what you did before still works. That's one of my biggest things is that what's his mindset going to be incoming for this? You can be as confident as you want and get back to 100%. But when you step out on that field, sometimes that fear runs through your mind. And if you don't have the confidence, it could lead you to a path that you don't want to be on.
That's true, and that pressure is going to be on him too. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of pressure on him to play not only great, but to stay healthy as well. Because they don't want to have to go into another situation where they signed Philip Rivers to a deal to try and help out with the veteran status. We don't need that right now.
And think about this too, to bring, as making some great points right there. When you look at the way the Colts started their year last year compared to the way that they finished, was not good. They started 8-2.
That's right. And then they had that late season collapse that saw them miss the entire playoffs.
Not even close.
Yeah. And
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Number 2 and 1 is for me a coin flip because it's so hard to dictate. But I'm gonna put the Jags at number 2 because of the inconsistencies of Trevor Lawrence. I think as good of a quarterback as he is, I think he's just had too many problems where he's been severely inconsistent, and he's been in the league longer than like a CJ Stroud. He knows what it takes to win. He knows what is expected of him at this point in his career. And he has to show that. And I understand there's a different run game. NTN's no longer there. But that's where the next guy steps up. That's where the next guy becomes the next Travis Etienne. And you may never know, that might happen this season. But I'm going to put them at number 2. Number 1, I'm going to put the Texans, not solely on quarterback, but solely on the other weapons. They do have other weapons. They also have that unbelievable defense with, like you said, Stingley, who's out there. Will Anderson. I mean, just beast upon beast on that defense. And when it comes to that specific division, that defense is what's going to help lead them into a first place spot. Are they going to have a great record? Maybe. Don't know. More likely it's going to be kind of a meh, but you know what? I'm going to give them the number 1 spot just based on defensive consistency, and I think that being the factor that's going to end up winning them games, not by CJ Stroud's quarterback ability. Steven,
real quick before Steven gives his, this is probably going to be one of the most hard-fought yet weakest divisions in the NFL this year. I don't see first place coming out any better than, let's just say, 11-6.
Yeah.
That's best case scenario for the first place team.
Yeah. All right, Steven, you're up, my friend.
This is tough. For the 3-1 because, number 4 easily Tennessee. Tennessee is just going to be one of the worst teams again this year. Yeah, they made some signings like Joey said, but they're not going to be that great. I think Tennessee is going to finish at the bottom of the barrel in the AFC South. Number 3. I am going to go with the Colts because, again, just like Ez said, how is Daniel Jones going to be? Is Daniel Jones going to be the Daniel Jones that started out when they were 8-2, or is he going to be the one that struggled with those injuries? Because Jonathan Taylor can't do it all by himself. I just think that the Colts, they'll have a decent year, but I don't think it's going to be as great of a start as it was last year, because last year those types of starts those rarely happen. Um, Number two, I'm going to go with Jacksonville. Again, they're going to be a different team with Travis Etienne no longer with the team. But if Trevor Lawrence can be consistent and don't turn the ball over, Jacksonville can, win some games here and there. But I think Houston's going to be number one because of their defense. Now, I know our very own Kevin has talked about CJ Stroud, and you have too, Joey. All of us have. CJ Stroud's tape needs to be studied. How the hell do you have a great 2023 rookie campaign, and then the last two seasons, especially 2025, he was horrendous, especially against the Patriots in that playoff game?
Well, Steven, I'll give you two answers for that question. Answer number one, wide receivers stay hurt. And answer number two, that offensive line, putrid.
Yep.
Garbage.
Yep. The AFC North is one of those divisions. I don't care what the order is. They're going to be separated by a game and a half. Whoever wins that division, I think, is going to have to win at least a minimum of 10 games.
Yeah, minimum.
A minimum of 10. Somebody that's winning that division is going to be 10-7, bar none. But it all depends on who is going to be consistent between Indy, Jacksonville, and Houston. Even though the majority of us have picked the Texans, and I'll be really curious to get Kevin's thoughts on this next week. But Houston, to me, is the one team that can win games without their quarterback, because they can win the other facets of the game, whether it be rushing, defense, dink and dunk, passing plays, getting the ball down the field, not turning the ball over. But when Stroud is getting sacked and pressured, he looks like a completely different quarterback. Of course, every team does. Of course, every team does, but obviously Stroud has had many struggles when he's been pressured.
Yeah, you know what? Let me change my picks around a little bit. Houston 1, Indy 2, Jacksonville 3, Tennessee 4.
Okay. All cool.
And the AFC North, and this is the more competitive division. Well, despite one of the teams that's going to finish dead last. But 3 out of the 4 teams are going to be, I think, a dogfight. Cleveland, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Those are the 4 contending teams in the AFC North. And I think we can all universally agree that the Cleveland Browns are going to be ass this year. They're going to finish dead last in the AFC North.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and get things started off with this one, too. I mean, yeah, Cleveland does get Deshaun Watson back, but the guy hasn't played football in over 2 years. And you're telling me that he's going to be locked in the starting quarterback battle with Shadur Sanders? I mean, can you say garbage?
It's going to be terrible.
That's like being, dude, Joey, that's like being the best looking ugly person.
So like Quasimodo from the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Oof. You can't talk about Paul Heyman like that.
Nope, never mind. Nope. I'm not saying it. Nope.
You might as well.
Nope, I'm not.
I can't yell 2 ladies done it already because he hasn't done it already.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm not doing it. Nope, I'm not.
I was gonna say, hold on there, brother.
Nope.
All right.
Anyways.
Third place. Now, this one may come as a little bit of a surprise, but I mean, they did win the division last year, but I do not see a repeat performance, especially with their new head coach. So give me the Pittsburgh Steelers in third place this year. I get it. Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers are back together for one more season. And I know the
fucking do.
The Steelers do have DK Metcalf as well as Michael Pittman from the Colts as their two top wideouts. And of course, you still got TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith on defense. But Mike McCarthy he's not the guy that he was before. He's not the head coach that he was before.
No.
He's reading from the same
And
Waffle House menu.
I just do not see Pittsburgh winning back-to-back AFC North titles. I just don't see it happening.
The real question, Joey, is do you have the Steelers, unlike with Mike Tomlin, do you have them finishing under 500?
I'm actually going to say no. I do think they are going to finish at least 9-8. That's probably going to be best case scenario for them, 9-8. If they do finish with a losing record, then I'm telling you, Steeler fans are going to want Mike Tomlin's head on the silver platter. I'm sorry, Mike McCarthy's head on the silver platter. Because they have not had a losing record in, 18, 19 years? So they're not going to be used to it if Mike McCarthy gives them a losing record this season. But number two, now this one is really going to be interesting. I'm going to put the Cincinnati Bengals here at number 2, mainly because, yes, you got the best wide receiver duo in the AFC with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. You got moves on defense that were kind of questionable at times, but you also lost your best player in Trey Hendrickson to free agency. And I don't think Cincinnati's going to be as good a team. And another reason why I'm putting them here at number 2 is because of Joe Burrow. Now, I get it. Joe Burrow is still a great quarterback. He is. But the one thing that has plagued him over the years is that injury bug. Because last year he missed 3 months of the season with that turf toe. He's also tore his ACL a couple times. And he's also had some other injuries that have kept him out for like 1 to 2 weeks at a time. So Joe Burrow is that injury risk that's going to be cautious and they're going to need to look out for that this upcoming year for Cincinnati. And number 1, I got to go with whoever's left, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, it's true. They don't have Harbaugh, and they also don't have some other key players. But they did pick up Hendrickson at free agency. They have a new head coach. They still have Lamar. They still have King Henry. They still have Zay Flowers, and they still have Mark Andrews. So, that offense, I think, is going to be just fine. That defense, with them picking up Hendrickson, that's a huge pickup for them. But yeah. Baltimore is finishing number 1.
Oof. Okay, so I have very similar to you, Joey. I start off, of course, with the Browns. I was gonna put the Steelers at -15-0, but and then the other 2 games are super ties, but just because I don't like Aaron Rodgers and I don't like that Waffle House reading menu idiot Mike McCarthy. But I'm gonna be unbiased here. I'm gonna put number 4, of course, Cleveland. Cleveland, I hate to say this, but every team, they're about to dog walk your ass, as Jacob Fatu would say. All gas, no brakes, what do you mean? But yeah, Cleveland has just got too many problems. The quarterback position is his main issue. They don't know who's starting, what's going to happen, this and that. You have a player who hasn't played in 2 years, like you said, with Deshaun Watson. You have Shedeur Sanders, who's been, is still relatively young, learning the game, but also very severely overrated and inconsistent. And all this stuff. But it's just not working out. And also, you traded away your fucking star edge rusher, the guy who just has the all-time rush record last year with your team. You trade him away in possibly the dumbest decision in sports since Bobby Bonilla got paid every year. Are you fucking kidding?
And technically, he still does, or still is.
Yeah, see,
Yep.
right up there, stupid. But it's about as dumb as WWE has been booking the women's division on Raw. But look, I put them at 4 because of those reasons. The fact they haven't made smart decisions on defense. Their offense is a mess. Their quarterback situation is a mess. There's no way you could succeed with all that going on. Number 4, I do agree, Joey. Pittsburgh. I'm going to go in that with that list. Number 4. Number 3, Pittsburgh. The reason why is because I don't know if that combination of Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy is going to have the same magic that it did when Rodgers and McCarthy were in Green Bay together. It's been way too many years. Rodgers is on his last season. McCarthy might be in his final season or seasons here going forward. I don't know if they're going to be able to rekindle that old flame that they had back when they were Super Bowl champions. I think it also too you have such an elite group of people on both sides of the ball. You have Gainwell, you have Watt, you have Herbig, you have so many great role players on that team. They just got to find more consistency. I do agree they will finish above 500. 9-8 is the proper number. I just don't see them being anywhere close to the top of the division now. Number 2, I'm going to agree with you again, Joey. Cincinnati. They have, like you said, the best wide receiver combo. They have a great quarterback in Joe Burrow. Now, I just don't know how consistent everything is going to be. And that's going to be a question to be answered coming up this season. I think they have a very good chance to prove me wrong and take that spot up in the division. But I'm going to go with Baltimore. Look who Baltimore, not only you have a healthy Lamar Jackson. You got Zay Flowers, who just got paid big time. You have so many weapons on your team. I believe they still have the king, Derrick Henry, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You have Derrick Henry. You have so many great weapons. And, you're under a new coaching tree, right? Because they
Yep, new coach.
New coach on their team. But I think despite the new head coaching, I think that team has been so well together, so well gelled, and so well just overall getting it done. And especially now that it was announced today or a couple days ago that Matabuke is off of the physically unable to perform list. And he's going to be on his way back. So that's big for Baltimore as well. I think Baltimore has a real chance of making a splash in the AFC and being one of the top divisions. Obviously, we're going to talk more coming up because we got some other elite teams next week. But Baltimore has a really good shot. We'll see what happens. But that's my order. Cleveland, Steelers, Bengals, Baltimore. But that wraps it up for this week for the AFC North and the AFC South. Next week.
Wait.
Oh, wait. Who didn't get their picks yet?
Me.
You don't matter.
So, again, Cleveland, I think, is dead last. Again, what you guys said, they're going to be the worst of the worst, and what we said they're going to be worse.
Not as bad as
Third, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh again, like you guys have said. We don't know how Rodgers and McCarthy are going to do this year. Because I mean they haven't coached together and worked together since their days in Green Bay. Number two, I got to go with Cincinnati. I mean, again, now they got Joe Burrow back, full time. He's healthy, but again, that defense is their problem, and I don't care how good Jamar Chase is or T. Higgins is or Joe Burrow does this year. The only way Cincy is going to get any chance to get into the playoffs, their offense has to perform great. They have to be the ones that win in the game. They can't rely on their defense to do anything, especially like Joey pointed out that they don't have Trey Hendricks no more. And I think Cincy could possibly get in, but again, if they're going to get in, they got to win by their offense. Because as we all know, their defense is their major Achilles heel. Baltimore, I think, will be fine, like you guys have said. I think that even though despite this is Jackson's first tenure with the Ravens without John Harbaugh as his head coach, I think that that's not going to matter. I think that, as urinating Tree would say, high-end talent. The high-end talent of the Baltimore Ravens, I think, can win them games this year. But the thing they got to focus on, taking care of the rock. Because Derrick Henry last year experienced major fumbling issues last year, especially during the first 3 to 4 weeks. Mainly against Buffalo on Sunday Night Football and against Detroit on Monday Night Football 2 weeks later. If Jackson can stay healthy, I think that the Ravens this year are going to be huge title contenders. I think that this is the Ravens' division to lose. I just think that the biggest concern they got to focus on, staying healthy, don't have a lot of significant injuries, and mainly don't get behind the 8 ball. Because last year the Ravens experienced some serious struggles. And having to, play harder just to get within position to play for the AFC North Division title. The Bengals last year experiencing their hurdles of Burrow with the turf toe injuries and being out all those weeks. And if they can, stay the course, I think Cincinnati can make it to the playoffs. Pittsburgh has a chance to do something, but again, the question of the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. But that's why they play the games.
And that was your list, right, my man?
That's it.
All right. AFC East, AFC West will happen next week. Now, Joey, as we get ready to go to the top of the hour, I know you have some very, shall we say, poignant thoughts about the Dodgers and the way they've been handling, especially with them sucking up all the players. Do you mind? The floor is yours, my friend, if you want to give your thoughts.
Well, allow me to get things started by saying only 3 words. And this is what's going to happen come next season. I can pretty much guarantee it. Salary cap issues. I can pretty much guarantee that there is going to be some huge salary cap issues come next season, which is going to prevent baseball from more than likely starting on time, because the Dodgers, they somehow think they have all this money and all this superstar talent, but yet they keep finding ways to add to their team while pretty much just throwing away their future because of current superstar tiered players. Now, I don't know why the Dodgers keep doing this shit because they're already paying Ohtani like upwards of $700 million. You're paying Yamamoto like 200 or 300 mil. You're paying Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow about 2 or 3 million each for their contracts. You still got Freddie Freeman under contract for about 100 mil. And now you're talking about inking Tariq Skubal, your newest pitcher, to let's just say a 5-6 year, $300 million deal. Where is all this damn money coming from? The Dodgers are the reason they will have the lowest salary cap heading into next season because they think they can keep all these players around long term. Well, sorry, Dodgers, you can't because Major League Baseball is like the only sport out there that I know of right now that does not have a salary cap issue. And going into next season, the Dodgers are going to be the reason why. Now, I don't know what their thought process is. They're probably like, oh, well, we're going to have all these players on our team to where we're definitely going to be World Series bound. Think it. Excuse me. Think again, losers. I mean, the Dodgers. I just don't know how much. I just don't know what else I can say about them. They do this shit way too much, and it's getting old. The other 31 teams in the major leagues, or 30 if you want to count the Yankees as far as what the Dodgers have been doing, everybody's getting sick of it. Everybody's getting tired of it. And me as a Braves fan and you, Ezra, as a White Sox fan, we're having great years with our respective teams right now. And I don't want some the so-called top tier superstar squad think they can gather up all these players and think they're automatically going to be untouchable. It's not going to happen, Dodgers. You may have all these players, but I can pretty much guarantee that if the rest of the season is not World Series or bust for y'all, then y'all might as well just get the fuck up and go home. And just take your loss like men. Because otherwise, y'all got nothing else going for you. You got all these teams that are tired of your antics and tired of your ever-breathing nonsense that you say that y'all have, but technically y'all shouldn't. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the crap that the Dodgers are pulling year after year after year. I am sick of it. And until the salary cap issue becomes an actual thing, the Dodgers are going to be the most hated team in all of the Major League Baseball world.
Wow. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your rant of the day for Joey Thornton. Please tune in next week as Steven bitches about something nobody else gives a fuck about. But man, I do agree. You present a lot of great points when it comes to this team, and I'm not thrilled about it either. And you know what? Dodgers do this. Who knows what'll happen? It's going to send a ripple effect throughout the major leagues, that's for sure. But Joey, real quick before we close out the show, real quick thoughts. We've been noticing a lot of injuries in practice, some of the more devastating ones we've been seeing, of course, Ricky Pearsall getting knocked out last week with that tear with the return now of Deebo Samuel. We saw an edge rusher for the Falcons, unfortunately, get his ACL torn again. It looks like he's going to be out. It's just rash of injuries. I mean, I don't know what's going on in that world, but we'll see what happens. But Joey, I do want to get your thoughts real quick on a non-sports thing, and that is the epic SummerSlam weekend we just had.
Well, we're waiting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realize my mic was on mute.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, I had a long chat with Steven about this yesterday, and we pretty much came to the agreements that night one was the better night. I mean, it had the better matches. I mean, with even though Liv defending her title against Io, the amazing Punk and Cody match that saw the return of Randy Orton. Nick Aldis actually giving it his all against Gunther. I mean, yeah, night one was great, but
KO's return in night 2 was amazing.
yeah, KO's return to night two was incredible. But quite honestly, and I mean this with every bone in my body, the match of the year, the match of the weekend was no doubt Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. The fact that those two men literally gave it their all, writing the last chapter in their historic rivalry ever since the Shield first broke up 14 years ago. The fact that there was
Oh, did we lose him again? Oh, there he is.
yeah, it was a great end to that historic rivalry. Reigns and Rollins completely tore the house down, including paying tributes and some of their moves to their former Shield brother, Dean Ambrose, now known, of course, as John Moxley. But yeah, that was an all around great match. Definitely match of the year candidate. The fact that they just let those two go at each other in a true one on one fight just speaks volumes.
Absolutely, brother. And, I think that's the perfect way to end the show. First off, amazing storytelling in that match. That was one of the epic true marks of storytelling, especially long term over the years. That was right down the middle as one of the best. So bravo to WWE for that. It's going to be amazing to see what goes forward as we head into some epic stuff coming up in September with AAA Worlds Collide. As we saw last night with Rey Mysterio and Roman Reigns. We're going to figure that out as well. Joey had to take off.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to close it out then, Steven. Let's go ahead and final thoughts. Let's hit it.
Great show tonight with you guys. Hit on a lot of topics tonight. Great to get our conference previews up and going again. And we'll be back again next week with the AFC East and West discussion, along with the latest news across all the worlds of sports. And there was a lot that happened over the last 48 some odd hours. And lots of signings, lots of injuries, and all that type of stuff. And just great to be back with football talk, and looking forward to doing this all year long and for the rest of the year. And so excited to continue our conference previews for the next 3 weeks. And then we begin our regular season coverage, including our favorite segment of all, our prediction battles. And this year, it's going to be bigger and better than ever. And I'll leave it at that. And great show with you guys, and those that tune in live and on demand, thank you very much as well. You can follow us on Twitter or X at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show, and where we are currently live on Tuesday nights mostly, YouTube.com/Nation Sports Show. Also, don't forget to follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner. Facebook, the Instagram, and the YouTube channels are all at simply the Nation's Corner. Join the guys and the gal as they recap all things professional wrestling. RESSLIN, that's wrestling. And lots of great wrestling going on. AEW last Wednesday had a killer Dynamite from Detroit Rock City. And if you have not seen that, go check it out. Highlighted by Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale's incredible back and forth promo battle. That was amazing. Amazing. Great show tonight. With that being said, Ezra, wrap this up, my friend.
Sure thing, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, real quick, you do have the outro, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you guys so much. We deeply appreciate it for coming with us on this ride here tonight. Of course, this show will be video on demand for those who are not able to watch it live. You can also please like, share, subscribe with your friends and family. Also want to give some quick wrestling notes. Of course, Wednesday this week will be Dynamite as we get closer to All In London. All in Wembley Stadium, of course. Feud between Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega continues to heat up even further. We're going to be keeping an eye on that as well as all the other matches, including Speedball versus, of course, this week we also got later on this week as well, Dynamite Mexico we are coming up as well here in a few days. We've also got this Thursday, 20 years of the Bad Boy. GCW presenting a special 20th anniversary show featuring some great matches, including Marco Stunt versus Bear Bronson and Nick Gage versus Rhett Titus. Also, Mega Bane will be on the card. Of course, Joey Janela, who the show is about. And the GCW return of the prodigy, Nick Wayne, who will be making his return after several years away from GCW. Just an amazing show coming up. And also August 16th, 17th, I believe it is, or 15th, 16th, is Fight Club. Not Fight Club, is Homecoming Weekend. And it was officially confirmed after last week's events. It will be in the main event of night one. Atticus Cogar defending the GCW World title against Joseph Sawyer, the former Joe Gacy, who was recently released by WWE. He will now face Atticus for the GCW World title at Homecoming Night 1. Night 2 also will be a circus death match between two rivals who have been fighting each other recently in some of the bloodiest wars imaginable. Little Sicko the Clown taking on Nino Extremo. So definitely check that out. Of course, Triple Mania will be coming up relatively soon as well. One night at the NGM Garden Arena, one night in Mexico. Get your tickets for that. All out, of course, September 26th. I believe it is. Or no, yeah, something like that. And then the same night, it will be Worlds Collide, WWE and AAA. Both in the Chicago area, one in Rosemont, the other in Hoffman Estates. Get your tickets where you can find them. But enough spiel, enough plugs that we're not getting paid for. Let's get out of here. So, for Joey Thornton, for Randy Giron, for Kevin Rory, and for my boy, Stephen Wyand, I am Meza Vickery, and we will see you right here next week with another great edition of our Nation Sports Show. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. And we will see you all next Tuesday. Same time, same YouTube channel.
Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up.
Thanks for watching this week's featured presentation of our nation's sports show.